Dr. Dre to me means perfectionist. You know, he won't drop nothing until it sounded, you know, perfect. He was someone that always had a team of people just, you know, playing stuff the way he wanted it to be done, making sure, you know, the knobs and the way the volumes and the frequencies of the sounds and everything was always just completely on point. So being a musician, for me, that's obviously something that's real big and important when it comes to, you know, producing music and making sure everything sounds exactly how you want it to. You know, he was just a master of, you know, the levels and making sure, you know, everything just comes together right. Dre impacted me as an artist, you know, growing up. He had his own sound, you know, he had that distinctive drum pattern and keys, you know, that you knew it was a Dre track. There was a lot of producers that, you know, had their own signature sound, so, you know, that was something that it was hard for me to kind of find. And, you know, just listening to all these people growing up, you know, definitely inspired me to create something that, you know, I've been looking for. And, you know, that's what I've been doing, just studying and learning how, you know, these certain artists, you know, get their sounds to sound a certain way, or how, you know, they mix down their tracks and stuff like that. So I was just being a student of a lot of, you know, things and when it came to music. I mean, it wasn't something that you just wake up and think you can just do, you know, and expect it to come out sounding right or whatever. It took years of dedication and definitely, you know, a lot of learning experience. Premier impacted me by just the way his cuts were, you know, and the hooks, and he was just an ill DJ, you know, first, and then I guess, you know, everyone always started off DJing, you know, when it comes to Just Blaze, Alchemist, Swiss Beats, Pete Rock, and Jay Dilla, and, you know, Ninth Wonder, and all these ill dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never picked up a record and, you know, scratched or try to, you know, mix or whatever the case was, you know what I mean, to make it, to find that rhythm or whatever it was, you know what I mean? But Premier was definitely he was an ill DJ and producer, and he was just another one that, you know, brought that raw hip hop sound, that gritty sound to the industry, you know what I mean? That was another inspiration for me to, you know, get those drums knocking like the way he would, you know what I mean? And it was just something that I liked to grab, you know, these certain sounds and stack them the way he kind of did, you know what I mean, with other stuff. And it was just like the sequences and just the way the patterns he had was just crazy. Like, it wasn't something I ever heard before. So it was different, you know what I mean? A lot of these people all had their own certain, you know, things with them that all inspired me, you know what I mean, to, you know, be who I am now. Just Blaze, man, he's another incredible producer, man. Like, you know, shout outs to him. He's another one that I came up listening to. You know, he always made something be bigger than what it is, because he'll bring in real live musicians to replay certain things and, you know, add choirs and strings and vocalists and, you know, just a big symphony of people, you know, and just make it that big orchestral sound. He's, you know, it's like a Mozart, Beethoven, you know what I mean, just up there with the, you know what I mean, just orchestrating the way he wanted the tracks to be. And, you know, the samples he always picked and chose, you know what I'm saying, the voices coming in and out, definitely was something that, you know, inspired me a lot. When making music or just keeping me inspired is just listening to different kinds of music, different things, listening to something on a commercial or something in a movie or a soundtrack or something, you know what I mean? And I just find something that will bring me to the studio and create something you know, or it can be listening to stuff that, you know, I grew up listening to as a kid. You know what I mean? Like a lot of dope instrumentals and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because I was never really into the artists like that. You know what I mean? I was always just go get the instrumental of a track that I liked. You know what I'm saying? And then just listen to it and just, you know, make something that, you know, inspired me at the time. But, you know, I mean, being inspired by something doesn't always necessarily have to be music. You know what I mean? It could be anything, you know what I mean? But when it comes to me, you know, it's just listening to other people's music, all the producers' stuff, you know what I'm saying? People that I like.
We've been through so much the same shit that it was easy for us to really relate. And the music, just vibing in the studio, it was like it was natural. It was like...
First time ever opening up for Jay-Z. And like, you know, he always wanted to see like what my international like vibe would be like performing that. I performed in my actual t-shirt, slippers, and shorts. I performed in that.
We're like, everything's fine. Then we're like, all right, we'll ride out, we'll fix the window. And then Illman's just like, my book bag, guys. We don't know if that got stolen. We may have left that.
I don't like calling artists and asking artists for things and all of that. And we in that business now where it's good to feed off each other. People like to see people collaborating right now. That's why being in these different groups works so well for me.